Hello, Associated General Contractor members and friends. I'm Joey Gilbert, AGC Vice President, and it's my privilege and honor to give you a brief overview of this year's AGC 2022 legislative session. This year was another unprecedented year for the growth of the state fiscally, with a state budget of $26 billion. The revenue estimates for the state, which were released in late February by the Governor's Office, Utah Senate, and the House of Representatives, reported that collectively within the General Fund and Education Fund, legislators would roughly have an additional $3.8 billion in ongoing and one-time funding for this year's session alone. This year, legislators presented 814 bills for discussion and debate, and of those bills collectively in both the House and the Senate passed 513 of them. It is now up to the governor which of the 513 will receive his final signature for approval or possible veto. As a member of the AGC, you can rest easy knowing that you have a team of 4 dedicated lobbyists working hard on the industry's behalf, advocating for and against, in this session, 65 pieces of legislation alone. May I share some of those items that might be of interest to you personally? Under the transportation appropriations, the legislature appointed $1.2 billion in one-time funding. Under these bills combined, they lay out a good funding source for some of the well-needed projects, not only now, but in the future. Allocated in that legislation is $720 million to accelerate state road projects, $382 million for transit projects, $40 million for active transportation, and $98 million for additional projects yet to be determined. Under House Bill 191, a revenue bond and capital facilities bill, this legislation is a $750+ million revenue bond that outlines a dozen plus projects under the preview of the DFCM. Some of the highlights under this is the construction of the 4th wing of Callert Village at University of Utah for $47.6 million, West Valley Health and Community Center at the University of Utah for $400 million, construction of a Campus View Suites Phase 3 at Dixie State University for $62.5 million, construction of an indoor football practice facility at the University of Utah, $62 million, and then other 2 projects, the state liquor store for Park City, as well as the state liquor store for St. George, again, about $8 million a piece for each of those. So again, you can see a well-funded building plan as well. Under HB 107, a small claims amendment, the good news with this legislation is that it increases the dollar amount that an individual may seek in a small claims court, allowing greater access to the courts. The small claims amount, which is currently set at $11,000, will gradually increase over time to $25,000 by the year 2030. HB 245, Occupational Safety and Health Amendments. Under this new legislation, companies will want to pay close attention to their safety policies and procedures and what is required of employees to keep their employees safe on job sites. Under this, it, in essence, doubles the fines that OSHA can issue to put it in line with the federal OSHA. Under SB 95, limitations on employer liability, this is a great legislation that, in essence, takes meaningful employers that are looking to hire previously incarcerated individuals that are seeking employment and another chance will have an extra layer of protection from being sued. Under SB 148, construction registry amendments, under this legislation, the Division of Occupational Professional Licensing is in charge of creating what it will be now called the Construction Business Registry, and in essence, the yellow pages for contractors that will be maintained and operated through the Division of Occupational Professional Licensing. Just as important is not only the legislation that passes, but some of the legislation that failed. Under SB 129, state prevailing wage requirements would require state projects that exceed $100,000 have a prevailing wage and maintain certified payrolls, etc. Again, failed. Under HB 424, Workforce Developments and Skilled Trades Act would require public funded projects over $500,000 or more have 10% of their labor performed by apprentices for each trade and maintain, again, those certified payrolls. Again, failed. As an exciting part, AGC received a citation this year. This is a good citation, recognizing AGC as a spokesman for the construction industry and congratulating on us for 100 years of service. There are certainly more bills that were passed this session that we would love to discuss, as well as those that were successfully defeated. But rest assured knowing that we will continue to work hard as your go-to industry association to get things done. Please take a look at our online website resources. They give you our tracking sheet and provide you with additional information. Thank you.